Okay, so this is just a quick update. Since it's been a few days since I made a video and things have flared up again. First it was fires and more fires, no rain, no weather, just fires and heat. Then it was a deluge of storms, severe ones, and now we have storms and fire and heat and dust. So yeah, it's great, isn't it? And it's like, it's here. It's like Canberra's getting it all now. Yeah, so anyway, quick update. I'm looking at The Guardian because they keep things most up to date. They're on top of it. They get the news out there faster than any of the other mainstream. They do end all their articles with a little speech on climate change. It's not climate change. It's manipulated weather and fire situation by man. So if you're here watching this video and you support climate change, go back and look at my other videos and the links underneath them. This is not a climate change channel. Okay, so fires flare on New South Wales south coast and in Canberra as temperatures soar. As it happened. Properties feared lost on New South Wales south coast again, as residents south of Canberra told to seek shelter. Blog has now closed. 3 dead in water bombing plane crash as fires flare in soaring temperatures. Brown rain falls in Melbourne as temperatures soar and fires flare in New South Wales. Malcolm Turnbull criticises Scott Morrison for downplaying bushfire crisis. For those who don't know, Malcolm Turnbull was a Prime Minister that we didn't get to vote for. Before we didn't get to vote for Scott Morrison, who is now our current pretend Prime Minister. Anyway, enough of that. That's Canberra. That's right next to the airport. These buildings here where I've got the dot. I actually worked just on the other side of those buildings a couple of times as a cleaner. I used to actually work for the Red Cross. But yeah, I was just a cleaner. I cleaned the mobile donation caravan thing. And they used to park it on the other side of those buildings, so I know that area well.
The money's needed now, not to sit in a Red Cross bank account earning interest, so that they can map out their next 3 years and do their marketing and their administration.
So can we clarify who you're calling on to come down here? Because there are a lot of volunteers at the evacuation centres, at the recovery centres, volunteers on the ground from the Red Cross that are actually here. Who are you calling on?
The managing directors of the Red Cross, Salvation Army and St Vincent's, the 3 of them. I don't want their government relations people, I don't want their marketers. I can tell you now, and I want to reiterate this as I said at the start. I want to reiterate what I said at the start of this press conference. The work that those volunteers are doing on the ground is exceptional. They're wonderful local people. They've been people who've been brought in. We can't be more grateful for them. They're not the issue or the problem here. It's what their bosses are doing. And so those managing directors, they're the ones I want here, because they're the ones earning the big bucks. They're the ones who are in major cities. They're not the ones on the ground, and they need to come and understand these decisions and the impact that they're having in terms of not making the right calls to get the right people back on their feet. And they can't just sit there and expect Australians to keep donating to them and hold on to the money. We've got to continue the donations coming in, and at the same time, the gratitude of our local people for those volunteers on the ground is huge, and also those donations. But we can't have a drip feed. That's the point. And to learn that 2/3 of Red Cross's money, as per that statement today, is going to be, somehow managed over a 3-year program and governance and marketing, it's not on. It's not good enough.
Okay, this was today. 3 US firefighters were killed on Thursday, today, after their water bombing plane crashed about 1:30 p.m. while they battled bushfires in southern New South Wales. Cause of the crash is unknown. Those US firefighters and the water bomber, sorry that happened. That's tragic. Wow. That's one of the water bombers that just got here, with all the kerfuffle with that, and then it crashes and people die. Wow. Okay, the tragedy brings the death toll to 32. Homes are reportedly lost at Maruya and Bermagui after fires once again tore through the New South Wales south coast. The RFS is yet to confirm the extent of the damage. A fire near the Pialago Forest, which is right next to the picture that I just showed you, right next to the airport. Fire near the Pialago Forest threatened homes and forced the closure of Canberra Airport. It has since reopened, but several flights were cancelled and the city was once again blanketed by thick smoke. So that was that. The airport is to the left of that picture where the planes are. Okay, people in New South Wales and the ACT were asked to conserve energy until 8 p.m. tonight because of the pressure extreme weather is taking on the grid. I'll get into that really quickly as well. I don't want this to be a long video. I'm just waiting for some maintenance on a website that I'm trying to use to be done. I've been waiting for an hour. I've got another hour and a half to wait. In Victoria, Melbourne was blanketed in brown rain and play at the Australian Open has been pushed back due to the weather. You guys might have already seen online the massive apocalyptic dust storm that hit Melbourne. It's nothing new, it's just bigger. Everything's just bigger this summer. We normally get that as well when Melbourne gets it. There was a little bit of a purpley red look in the air today, but nothing like the dust storms like over the past year or so that Canberra's been getting. So Melbourne copped that one. Okay, and that's the update. I'll just give you a quick update on the weather. There's a storm again that's been sitting to the west. I'm on the western side of Canberra, so I see the storms arrive over the mountains from the west, and then they stop. They sit there for 24 hours, and then they get pushed over. Today was extremely windy, extremely windy. I was out in it, and the storm sat there over the mountains all day. So it was being held in place, because if it wasn't being held in place and controlled, the extreme wind would have blown it over a lot sooner. It finally got blown over this afternoon and has been hanging around for the last few hours, but it hasn't done much, just a lot of noise and pretty lights. I'll put some of the lightning up in a minute. Looks like a plasma screen. I slowed it down. Anyway, so that's the update. I've been watching these fires since late August, since August 22nd, when 4 fires were started, coincidentally started at the same time in northern New South Wales and southern Queensland. 4 fires all at once. Since then, I've been watching them slowly make their way all the way down to the bottom of the country. They went down past the eastern side of Canberra, and then it seemed they turned around. They went down to Victoria, and it seemed they turned around and came back up the other side. So Canberra's been wedged in between 2 mega fires since just before Christmas, pretty much, and I've been watching them slowly get closer. And there's a couple of smaller fires in between Canberra and the mega fires on both sides. So to the west of me, or to the southwest of me, there's a small fire, and then there's the big one, which is 2 or 3 fires that have merged. On the eastern side of Canberra, the one that hit the airport is the same fire that has been burning next to Canberra for months, and that is sitting in between Canberra and the coast, where who knows how many fires have merged together on the coast. Extreme conditions today, and now the fires have finally reached Canberra. So anyway, that's the update. I didn't want it to go for this long. I'll just put this flashy lightning up for you guys. Be safe out there. I'm working on getting out of here. I'm working really, really hard on getting out of here. I've run out of time. So anyway, be safe all. Love yous. And enjoy the light show. It's just a little one. See yous. Okay, just quickly, these 2 headlines have been sitting there for months, so that's nothing new, but I wanted to show you the grid, which has gotten worse on my side and better on the other side. That's my side. And this, like, they've swapped sizes. This is where that's central Canberra. That's where coordination. That's where the hailstorm from the other day, that's where it was worst hit from the hailstorm. And the grid has been like that since then. My side has just gotten worse. Sorry. Bit uncoordinated. My side has just gotten worse throughout the day. Anyway, I'm not very good at this. I'm used to using a mouse. I wanted to show you. Keeps updating. That's what. Okay, that's a new fire. I thought it was. Where is it? I thought it was this one here. I thought this fire here had finally reached Canberra, but no. It's a spot fire. Okay, that's the fire that hit the airport today. Okay, being controlled, apparently. Okay, well, that's good to know. Okay, so I'll just quickly shrink the map to show you what I was just talking about. Okay, so there's a new spot fire. Stop updating, please, just while I make this video. Okay, since we got our first storm, first bit of rain, all the fires up and down here turned blue, and that was a good thing. Now they're multicoloured again, and it keeps changing, so conditions are crazy at the moment. Okay, there's Canberra, surrounded by fire, and that image demonstrates what I was explaining before about the fires coming down the coast, going down to Victoria, which is not on this map, but imagine this area where I've got the dots down the bottom of the screen. Imagine that area all black because it's all burnt. Yeah, they went down and then came back up the other side. Yeah, so there's about 3 new fires. There's about 3 new fires in between Canberra and the mega fires on either side. Okay, so I hope I explained that right, but you can see by the image, they're stepping it up again. Yeah, so it's too close for comfort now.